Alrighty. Good Sunday afternoon to you. Morning, afternoon, I don't know. Whatever it is, whatever it is. Something. Let me do a quick audio check here. I guess I need to turn my volume on my headphones instead of my computer. Now let's check it. Hello? All right, sounds good. So we're going to be back testing fair value gaps here using FX replay. If you're unfamiliar with FX replay, it kind of drops you into a moment in time just randomly, which is kind of cool. So that's what I like to use for my back testing. We haven't done one in a while here, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. Marking out this gap here. I think that's probably our draw. Obviously, we inversed a 15-minute gap down here. So I'm thinking that we move up. How's it going, Ebert? Tamimi? So we get a little back testing session going here. This play button, I think I have to move this somehow, right? Oh, I think I move it like this. And yeah. So anyways, let's get back down to the 1 minute. And I'm going to run it. I got the New York opening happening at 8:30 because I want to see kind of news plays. It's one thing I do want to back test is like that one setup for life type deal and look for it on news plays. So if you're unfamiliar with inversions or you don't know a lot about them, this will be a good kind of live to watch here because this will show you kind of what we're looking for in real time. So if you're unfamiliar with the FX replay, this is kind of how it works. So this plays it in live time. We can speed it up or slow it down based on what we want. So we're going to run it a little faster than normal. And then once we see an entry, we can pause price and take said entry. And we can move back and forth between time frames. So right now we're still in the pre-market. I don't really see any news on this particular day. So we'll probably just run it until we get to market open. But just looking at it, pre-market here, I think that the draw is kind of higher. But we'll see. So market open coming up on us right here. There's market open about to occur. So what are we thinking here? So if we're thinking the draw is higher going into the open, then we want to see some of these levels swept, right? Some sort of manipulation leg lower with a clean inversion higher. So let's see if we get that here at open or if we just run. All right, there we go. We got a manipulation leg lower. Now, here's the thing. There's probably a 30-second play in here, but unfortunately on FX replay, the minimum time frame is 1 minute. So we got 663 to 56 there. So we'll use this higher one, even though I believe there probably is a lower one there. So we'll use this one kind of as a close back above. Like I said, I think the draw is higher. Let me slow this down, though. We're going to go at maybe 1.5. And again, we're just looking for a close above there. If we continue to go lower, that's quite all right, right? Now, obviously, I don't know what happened on this day. This is just a random day. So just watching here. Let's see what price does. Kind of chopping around here. And again, a couple different things here. We don't know news for this day. We don't know any of that. So what's going on, Ryan? So far, nothing that I would deem like obvious. How big is this gap? I mean, it doesn't look. I mean, I guess it's 5 handles. It didn't really look that obvious. Just moving lower here. Continuing lower. So our idea of moving higher was seemingly wrong. All right, let's scope this one out. 508. I mean, very small gap. I'm not even going to consider that. Now, here's the thing. If we look to the left here, if we can, let's see kind of what we've swept. Okay, so we did sweep a couple of lows down here on the 15-minute. We still have a wick to the downside here that maybe we haven't ran yet, that we're awfully close to. That's the thing when you're back testing, you got to kind of go back and look. So let's see if we run that. So we didn't quite get to that wick. This is an interesting spot. We do have a manipulation leg. We started to go higher. We pulled back. We did not run the low again. So I do like the look of this gap. Now, the only thing is, I don't know if there's an SMT here with the ES. I don't know any of that, right? I would assume there's probably some sort of SMT going on. We got relative equal highs here. Let's think about this. So on a close above, I don't mind this. I'm going to go one more candle. Let's see if we get a close above. Still no close above. All right, so there's our close above there. I don't love where the break-even stop is. It's awfully close. Awfully close on a break-even stop here. We'll kind of target this wick here. So risk to reward, I don't really mind here, but I don't know. Let's see here. I think we're at the market in here. And yeah, let's go. So our break-even stop is going to be a candle above the 2350, which we should run through there quickly if we're going to. All right, just got a death candle on us there and just killed us. So interesting. So that one failed. Again, we were so close to that sell side. We might have should have just waited for that. Now that's kind of the candle that we're looking for there. I don't know. The draw's clearly just lower here. I wonder if we're missing something. I don't know. Let's go back to the 15-minute time frame again. Actually, let's go to the hourly. I should probably mark this stuff out before I get started. I should probably do it like I do normally on a daily basis, but it's all right. I don't have equal lows or anything there. Let's check the 4-hour. Yeah, I guess that draw down to somewhere 343. Yeah, this area looks interesting for maybe a bounce. So we'll see what we get there. That one failed us. Uh, 522.25. So we did kind of leave equal highs here. All right, let's run with it. See what we get. Again, I mean, I don't hate this one, so I guess we'll try it. Why not? We got equal highs above. Probably just going to put my stop below the low there. And we'll probably scale at the equal highs, and then, oh, the equal highs are up there. I don't even know. I had it at the wrong spot. All right, let's run it, see what we get. Might get wrecked on this one too. Looks like the draw may just be lower here. So technically I'm supposed to be going break even stop here. We created a swing, we got back above it, so. All right, so I'll scale here. We'll scale half. If I remember how to scale. How the heck do I scale? Protect, take profit. Why is it not letting me? Usually it just lets me take off half there. What is the deal? Is it here? Why is it not letting me just take off half? I mean, usually I just click on it. And do I click on that? I don't understand. Anybody know what's the deal with that? Normally I just click on this and it goes, I can just select 50% or something. Don't understand. Why is it doing that? I'm not sure. All right, well, we'll just run it. I think it goes to the equal highs anyway, but normally I would have scaled there. I can't even drag it up. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what's going on with this thing. We'll see if it hits our target. What's going on, Amelia? So coming up on 2 p.m. here. Real choppy day here. Ebirth, I probably won't be trading at 6 today, so. Interesting day to do something, though, I think, with the whole split and everything with NVIDIA. Wow, this is just choppy action. What's going on this day? In the power hour there. Stopped his outbreak even. Oh, well. All right. $9.15 to like 3 or 4, Ryan, usually. Maxie, come on, man. Hush. All right, so obviously we had some sort of 8:30 news. Got a nice little wick here. We might. I guess I'm not really going to take a position. I think we run this wick here a high percentage of the time. We may try it just for fun. It's a back testing session. Why not, right? Why not? We got relative equal highs here at the 90, and then relative equal highs up here at the wick at 405. So we'll give it a try. Give it a shot. Okay, let me see here. Is there a reason? Is there something that I don't have checked? I don't know. It's been a while since I've used this, so. There we go. Easy peasy. That's one of those ones where, like, it's going to work a high percentage of the time, but you also will get losses doing that as well. So that's one little play there. Where's the, get this thing in my way. Where is the 2 minute? We don't have the 2 minute. Yeah. So we kind of ran the data there, the data wick, and then we got a little 2 minute gap here back to the downside. So let's look and see. This should be on the 2 minute as well. Why is it not? Oh, don't have that shot. There we go. Well, we actually do think it moves lower, but I'm not going to take it off that. Well, actually, we probably could. What would the stop be, though? 96. That's a pretty wide stop. Why not? We'll give it a go. Break even will be kind of the 362 here. Or back below. So we created a swing, we moved back below it. So now the stop goes to break even. And I would probably have already scaled, but again, this FX replay has been a little funky today. We get stopped out break even there. I wonder if I do it here. Is this where I do it? Oh, maybe that's what I do. Maybe that's where I do it at. You can sell one there. Okay, that's probably what it is. Maybe. I don't know how many contracts I'm actually in. So what happened there? The market opened 9:30. So that was like a pre-market trade. I didn't even realize that. Oops. Probably why it didn't work. So we left equal lows down there at 51. So just watching here. All right. Do we close below here? I mean, it's very close, like to the tick. Probably have to go one more candle. All right, that one did close below, but I don't know if I love the momentum here. So I'll probably wait, see if we get one more candle. All right, so if we get, now that's kind of a little bit of confirmation. I don't love this choppiness here. We did kind of run this trend line liquidity. We're not really delivering from anything. I guess there is, yeah, not really much. What do we have marked out up here? Is this, yeah, I don't know what that is. So I don't hate the short here. I'm not sure that I love it. I don't hate it. So we'll try it. Target this liquidity down here. And so our break-even stop is going to be back below this wick here. Something along those lines. Yeah. All right, we'll give it a try. So the stop, we got to break even there. So we went right back below the internal here. We also breached that internal. So we expect expansion now below these wicks. Really, we want it to run to our target very quickly here. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Let me see if it will let me. No, I don't think that does. Oh, now it lets me do that. Oh, do I have to do it down here? Why does it let me do it on that one? I don't know what I did there. Who knows? So it ends up being a break-even trade, basically. I didn't mean to do that. Let's just close this. I messed that up. Just ends up being kind of a break-even trade. We had these equal lows down here that it never made it to. Let's kind of see. All right, so this is an interesting spot. I think this trade is a break-even trade a lot of the times, like a lot. It's actually almost 9 handles. I think this trade works a lot on a long. And the reason I think that, we're delivering from a bullish gap here. We kind of put in a higher low. We do have equal lows below, which I don't love. But we're delivering from a bullish gap in a previous inversion as well there. And so then we get an inversion here. I think it makes it back to this wick a lot, at least, you know, to that wick. And that would kind of be like, if we could scale, that would be a scale spot, but can't really scale. I don't know why it's not letting me, but we'll just use it as like a break even. So we expect that next wick, that next candle to get right through there. So there we go. So normally I would just scale there for, it's only like 7.5 points, but I'd normally scale there. I don't think it'll, let me see if I can do it without, before I move my stop. Nope. Does not let me scale. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know why that is. Normally it does. Oh, well, whatever. Doesn't matter. Stops at break even now. And we get stopped out break even there. It's one of those trades like, I expect it to work like at least to the internal. You can see it obviously went to the target, but at least to a 7 or 8 point winner. Very, very high percentage of the time there. And we're coming into, that was kind of like the London close there. See if we find us another opportunity here. Just looking for a candle that's kind of obvious here. Kind of want to go sweep maybe the 522 or look for something obvious. We're in the lunch hour right now. So that looks pretty good there. We got nice little fair value gap here. We swept the 22. But here's the thing, like, I don't know that I want to take this first one. Let's wait. See if we get another sweep here. Want to try to get a manipulation leg higher. So we didn't get it. And price is choppy through this gap. So I'm not going to participate here. Probably works, but I'm not going to participate. Didn't really get a manipulation leg there, so let's see if we end up getting one. Maybe a nice green candle higher here. Coming into 2 o'clock. Not happening, just chopping here. All right, so let's think about this one. We pulled back into OTE of this leg. We swept this liquidity, right? We had a manipulation leg here. We ran this swing, and then we ran it again. So this gap right here, 70 to 65. It's only 5 handles. I wish it was a little larger, but I don't hate it. If we got to close above that, I might take the long. We'll see here. Right there. And again, so we'll be entering at 71. Our break even is going to be 81. So 10 handles here on this entry. And we'll kind of target up here. But I normally would scale right there for 10 points. But again, we're not going to be able to scale today. I don't know. Something's going on with FX Replay since the last time I used it. So we didn't make it back to here, but we created a new swing. So back above 79, we go to break even. If a candle closes below 65, we close the trade for a loss. One more candle. One more. Can't see it now. Oh, I do think that candle might have closed below. Yeah, it did. So we just closed it for a loss there. So that one failed. We just had the draw wrong, probably. Very close to getting back to our break-even stop there, which would have been at this wick here. So it's just one of those ones. You'll take a shot there. We're in OTE of that leg, right? We pulled back. So it just means the draw's probably lower. And kind of the time of day there, it's like 2:30. Just chopping into the end of the day. I'm just going to go ahead and go to the next open. All right, here we go. Obviously, we had a news play. Little news there at 8:30, and that's the main thing I really want to try to be testing. The inversions are kind of hard when you they're kind of hard when you don't have the 30-second chart, because a lot of them I like to take on that. All right, we're going along here. So this is a data play. We have a 1 minute inversion here. We're going to target the data high. You know, stops kind of there. So RR here, not great, 1 to 1.25. I do think that this works at a reasonably high percentage. And these are what I'm really like. I really should just be testing these. This is what I'm really interested in. And on these, it's kind of like, do you move your stop? Now, I'm scaling at 20 points in profit. We'd be scaling here, right? But do you really want to move your stop? Not really, but here we go. And there it is. And the idea of these data plays, guys, they work at a really high percentage. I'm thinking like 85% of the time these one setup for a life type plays are working. And all you're doing is you're looking for a 1 minute data high and low. You want to see one side swept, leave the other one in play. A push away from it is nice, like we got here. And then a push right back through the data high there. So nice, clean, easy setup. Those are so easy to read too. I need to really start paying attention to the 3-star news at 8:30 and kind of sticking with those a little bit more there. So I'm going to play it over to the open, and we'll see. Yeah, Tony, I haven't seen the seconds yet. It would be nice to have the seconds. A lot of my entries, I mean, like I would say probably half of them, I enter on the seconds time frame on 30-second. So like that's what makes it a little bit harder to back test. There might be an entry lower, you know, a better entry than what I see on the 1 minute, and me just not be able to get the entry. That is a pretty bullish 4-hour candle there. We are in a bearish 4-hour gap though. I'm trying to do like a pre-market kind of look like I would normally do. That wick down there does look nice. We ran that. All right, let's look here and see. So we've ran the London low. Or wait. Yeah, that's the low. We still have the high sitting up there. So that's probably where we're headed at open here. So we ran the London high there. So a little sweep of liquidity. So if we get a short play out of that, we might take it. And again, this is kind of one of the spots like I'm talking about. I mean, we got 2 gaps in this leg. We have another gap down here. I could enter here on the short. I think we make it maybe down to the 36s. It'll be very aggressive if I did take it here. 47. All right, we'll give it a try. I don't know that this is something I take real time, but we'll try it. I think maybe down there to that wick. Stop on a close back above the high there. So pretty tight stop. Decent RR on this, I guess. So break-even stop is going to be 547. And this is either going to rip our face off really fast or get to our break-even stop quickly. There we go. Break even stop it was. That's the one we like. And there we go. Target acquired. Again, simple setup there on that play, right? You mark out the London high, London low, sweep of the high, clean inversion back to the downside. Not a difficult play to call out, but at that opening volatility there, it is a little bit nerve-wracking. Now, is price going to offer us another opportunity to get short here? Let's think about it. Push back up into a fair value gap. Did we leave equal lows down here? Those are not quite equal, right? Let me see. 15,496. No, they're not equal. They're close. So, like, I don't hate this if we close below it, but I don't know that we get it. Yeah, so we get a clean close below there. This setup, I don't hate. I'm not taking it, but I think it works. There we go. So that would have been your break-even stop. You'd be scaling here at this next imbalance down, right? Now we could get a long setup out of there. Now we have swept liquidity. We are holding a gap. So if we did close back above, then that would be decent. And this would be like sometimes when I don't know the draw on liquidity, this is what I use. I just go OTE to OTE and just do it that way. So you see that short paid, but why didn't I take it? I didn't take it because I'd already taken the short here, and it feels criminal, especially when this did not push back up as high as it needed to. If we take our fib, if we take our fib here, that did not even make it back. I guess it did make it to equilibrium. Just me eyeballing it, it didn't look like it did. So actually that probably would have been an okay short to take. Just my eyes, it didn't look like it made it there, but I guess it did. And then I would just be done with this day at this point. Like we took a news play, winner 1, winner 2, winner 3 that we didn't take. Why would you even look for any more trades, right? Why would you even look for any more trades? You should just be walking away that day and be done. So we'll play it out just to see if there's anything clear. But at that point, you should just be walking away. 1 winner, 2 winner, you should be done for the day. And just calling it a day. You see, it's just kind of chopping now. Creating a nice little idiot box. If you guys haven't already hit the like button for me for watching and you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe. If you didn't know, APEX 90% off sale is good through the 11th, which I'm guessing is Monday. Bulenox 90% off sale, I guess it's Tuesday, is also through the 11th. I guess the nice thing is they did extend the They did extend the July 15th as the 250K activation date now that you got until to get the $85 activation. All right, let's look. So we didn't quite sweep that yet. Question is, would there be like an SMT here? I guess there might be. Might get a little lunchtime reversal here. Now we swept it. So this would be where I would be looking for like an SMT with the ES or something in this area to give me a little more confluence on maybe a short here. So now we got a re-sweep of the liquidity. So a re-sweep of the high there. This would be a short that I would take. So we got a re-sweep of the high. We are in lunch hour here. That's the only thing. TJ, no, this is just a FX replay, buddy. We're just doing some back testing. Okay. So again, I think I would have had a 30-second opportunity to already be in here, but again, this is probably a break-even trade a lot of the time. Higher risk. What time is it? I don't know. We just got a top of the hour here. 1 o'clock. So I'm not going to participate in this short, but I think it's break even a high probability. It's high probability at the time this is at least a break even in a scale. It's only going to be for 5 points, but I'm not going to take it. But I think it works. And there you go. There's your scale, and your stop would be at break even now. Your entry would be at 86.25. You probably just get stopped break even. Nope, she runs. So again, it's one of those ones where it's like, I like the look of it, but I don't know if I like it that much to take it. So it works. Tony, I didn't see it anywhere. That's just, I don't know. They have it on their thing. I think it was on Discord. But July 15th, you have until you pass it. TJ's open. He's ready for the market to open. Yeah, you got TJ. You got 4.5 more hours. 6 o'clock. It's going to open. So. All right, so let's think about this trade here if we were going to take it, right? Let's just think out loud. Did we sweep liquidity on this pullback? So I'm looking at the fair value gap right here. This one here. So did we sweep liquidity? Let's just think out loud, right? Let's think out loud. Did we sweep liquidity? There's some here. There's some here. There's some here. There's some here. So clearly the answer is yes, all right? Are we delivering from anything, which means is price coming from a fair value gap? Well, yes, in fact it is, right? There it is, coming from that gap, all right? So we swept liquidity. We're delivering from a gap. What time of day is it? 1:30, 1:46. So is the time right? Yep, time's right. On this leg here, are we in OTE from this swing to this high? Yep, we're in OTE. So this trade makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways, right? We're not closed above yet because there's actually 2 small gaps here. So we're going to go 1 more candle. Now we're closed above. So we'll take it. And like, the only thing that would make this a better trade is if there was some sort of equal highs or equal lows, obviously equal highs in this scenario would be best. And I don't really see anything here. I mean, I guess there are some there at 5.99. They are right next to each other, so I don't put a whole lot of weight in those. But this would be the idea of this trade. Break-even stop and scale point is at 578. So that's 11 points away. So we'll put the trade on. This trade is fine. This checks all my boxes. So if this trade failed, I'm completely okay with it. And there you go. You see it failed. Now, by this trade failing, what does that tell us? That just tells us that the draw is lower. That's all that tells us. We just had the draw and liquidity wrong. So even though it checked our boxes, on a smaller time frame, so to speak, there, because like we could have looked at, is it an OT of this entire leg? That's normally kind of how I would frame it. Then I probably would stay out of that trade. But you can just use swing to swing if you want to. So, and maybe there was some equal lows or something below. I don't really know. And And there you go. Like I said, it just tells us the draw is lower. And like, could I have flipped over into this position since we did close below that and taken that? Yeah, of course. As soon as we close back, as soon as we wreck this one, I mean, at that point, you really could take the short if you wanted to, but like, I don't know, it's not something I try to do. Try not to do that. Getting awfully close to the sell side there, coming into 3 p.m. There we go. We ran the lows. So we got a little push up here. We may get a manipulation leg. Let's see here. There's the lower low. All right, so let's think about this one. Do we sweep liquidity? Yes. Do we have a manipulation leg? Yes. There could be an SMT here with the ES. I don't know if there is. There could be. What's going on in low? I don't know if there's an SMT here. But do I think this works maybe at least to this swing? For sure. Probably. So we'll take it. Again, like in my back testing, guys, like I'm taking the B's, the C's. I'm not just only taking the A setups. I'm going to take the B's, the C's, and that's how you get your numbers, right? That's how you get kind of your wins and your losses, and because during the day, let's be honest, you're going to take the B's and the C's as well. You're not just going to. I mean, most people anyway aren't just going to sit here and wait for A's only. Maybe you do, but I don't. So. Yeah, it looks like we're just going to get wrecked here. All right, taking us out there. That's all right. Well, it should have taken us out. What's the deal here? Did I never... What's going on? I don't know. We'll just manually close it. Close position there, guy. FX replay's messing up. We got rhythmic issues over here on FX replay. Not a good RR in low? What? What are you talking about? It's a 1.8 R. 1.8? That's good to me. What's going on here? Okay, finally closed. Oh, must be your eye. Maybe. So obviously no news on this day. So we'll play it here until 9:30 open. See what we get. We'll see what we get. I'm sure our win rate's probably not the greatest on this back test, but that's okay, right? That's quite all right. Where do you see the Apex July? Oh, yeah, I already answered that, Tony. Yeah, it's in their Discord. Probably on the website by now, too, I'd imagine, but who knows, really. Speed it up a little bit here. Whoa, there comes the open. All right, let's slow it down a little more. I can't manage it that quickly. Little volatility at the open there. Little volatility for us. All right, let's look what we got here. Let's kind of check our higher time frame. We have an interesting wick down here. Interesting looking wick. So we got those areas down there. Do we feel like the draw is lower? Probably. So we'll go one more candle. All right. We may take the short here. Now the RR on this one, probably not the greatest. It's not too bad, I guess. I don't really know that I'd have my stop that far. But your break even and your scale would be here at 373. So there's your break even and your scale. So I would scale there, but for whatever reason, like I said, it's not. Oh, wait. So if I hit the X, that's what. Oh, I took the whole position off. Oops. That's what I was doing wrong. I had to hit the X. I accidentally took the whole position off, but that's okay. It was going to be a winning trade anyway. So there we go. Would have been a break even and a winning trade at that wick. It looks like maybe that's some sort of data wick. I don't really know. It's from 6 o'clock, so that's from the 6 o'clock open. We'll probably get something like that yesterday. Oh. You guys stopped already? What? What are you talking about, Enlo? What are you over there? Are you on the same day with me, trading with me here? What are we doing? So I still feel like this 336 wants to get taken out. So depending upon how high we push back up here, we may re-enter. We'll see. Chopping around here, 1030. Interesting spot here. Interesting spot. Kind of middle of the range here. I think that the draw is lower here, right? I do think the draw is lower. Did we push back up enough for me to take this short? Let's use our fib to tell us, because, you know, our eyes tend to... Oh, okay, Enlo, I got you. Watkins FX, yeah, we're doing inversion fair value gaps. That's what we're trading. So, yeah, we're in OTE here. We're definitely in OTE. Did we sweep liquidity? Sure. Well, we did leave. So it's an interesting spot here. This trade for me would kind of be like 50-50 whether I would actually take it. I think it makes sense, but I also think that there is a decent probability that you just get your face ripped off here. But because of the risk to reward, we probably would still take it. Does kind of look like we have equal lows there at 404. That would be your break-even stop and your scale point as well. So, yeah, let's give it a go. Order is not complete. Oh. What the heck is going on here? Place order. All right, so this swing here is going to be the break even in a scale. It's like 12 points. In low, yes, I do during the day, but like in the back testing session here, it's kind of hard to do, right? I don't want to stop every time and look. So, it's kind of hard to do here. Okay, so this is interesting because it ran this liquidity here and then it pushed back up. So, like, I would have scaled here and put my stop at break even. Obviously, I can't put my stop at break even now because it's right at my entry. So if this does turn out to be a loser, we just have to kind of remember that. So now we'll get our stop in at break even because that's where it should have been. Well, not having the seconds chart makes it hard sometimes, so we'll probably just get stopped out break even, which we did. And the trade probably still goes, but that's okay. We want to follow our rules. So we would have made 12 points there and then got stopped break even anyway. It will be interesting to back test one day not moving the stop, but I'm not ready for that yet. Not ready for that level yet. And I mean, this would have been a long trigger, right? We swept this liquidity here. We did leave this down here, but we did sweep this. If we had some sort of SMT, this actually would have been a long setup. Let's see here. And the draw's just lower, so it wouldn't have worked. So good thing. We wouldn't have entered it anyway because we would still be waiting on that lower liquidity to be hit, which it still hasn't been hit. Let's see. Now it ran it. Now, this is where these longs get interesting, right? The first inversion after a sweep of liquidity is not typically the best. Doesn't mean it doesn't work sometimes. It does sometimes work. But you'd really want to see one more manipulation leg lower or a higher low put in or something, some sort of SMT to give you more confidence in this. Sometimes you just get that V-shaped and it just goes. But I wouldn't take that first one anyway. We're coming into noon here. Got that lunchtime reversal working here. Watkins, I moved the stop there because the way that I trade inversions is if we hit the internal liquidity. So this is your internal here. So my entry's here at 416. That's my entry. The internal's sitting at 404. So that's 12 points. So if the internal is scalable, I'm going to scale half my position there for 12 points. And I'm going to move my stop to break even. Two reasons. Number one, intraday trailing drawdown. We don't want to give back too much on our drawdown. Number two, this guarantees that even on a trade that might normally just have been break even, I actually make money. So those are the reasons why I do that. Win rate stays the same because typically, whether I scale there or not, I'm going to break even my stop for sure. That's just how I trade it. Sometimes it's going to cost me money, like in this trade here. It ended up being a winner, a bigger winner. But more often than not, it is not going to cost me money. It's going to save me money. So that's why I do it that way. So, yeah, I mean, and I haven't really back tested not moving the stop and like seeing like with a bit of a lower win rate, is that better than having a higher win rate and not moving the stop? I haven't really tested that. We kind of missed this entry here. I don't hate it. I mean, like, this looks pretty good, right? So on this entire leg, are we in OTE here? Yes. Did we sweep liquidity? Yes. This one and this one. Are we delivering from a fair value gap? Yes. So, like, I think this works a decent amount of the time. The entry here is kind of late, but we'll throw it on there anyway just for kicks. You can just kind of target the lows. And again, this will be another scenario where I'm going to move the stop quickly. We're going to move the stop quickly. I mean, we should really be in from up here from 04, and instead I'm in at 99. So from 04 to 95, that's about almost 9 handles if we would have gotten in when we were supposed to there. But I just didn't get it stopped in time. And maybe we just don't move the stop on this one. We'll see how it plays out. Or we wait for it to get through this imbalance, and then maybe we move it. Let's see. So it would have been a break-even trade there. That's where I would have moved the stop. You can see why I use those rules, right? So let's look at this. We moved below here, so I would have had 8 or 9 points. I would have scaled, and we would have been out. But even without moving it, we created another swing, and then we could never get back below it. So that would have just been a break-even trade if we would have followed the rules. So that's why I have those rules, because here's the thing with inversions. No, I don't always stream it. Here's the thing. With inversions, a lot of the time, even if you're wrong, you'll still get to break even. And that's what I like. Delivering from a fair value gap is simply, where's price coming from, right? So where do we come from? We came from a fair value gap. We're in OT of this leg. So we delivered from this gap, right? So that gives me confidence to know that after we've swept liquidity, we're in OTE. If we're wrong, even if we're wrong, we still should make it to here, right? So that's kind of what I'm saying. So like I should have been short from 404.50, and then my break-even stop would have been 396. So that's 8.5 handles. Not quite 10, but that would have been my scale. I would have scaled there for 8.5 handles, and I would have moved my stop to break even. We would get stopped out at break even. And that's why I do it that way. That way I don't take as many losses. What's up, Predator? Now, I stream the back testing sometimes. Sometimes I don't. It just depends. Depends on the day. And now we know we can be pretty confident now. Let's think about this. So, like, once this doesn't work, we could be pretty confident we're going to 473, right? Especially after we close above this gap here, the only imbalance that's kind of holding us down. Now, do we just take the entry above that gap? No, we don't, because unfortunately, that's way too high in the leg. Where's the actual entry? Well, the actual entry is down here. That's your entry actually right there. What do we have? We swept liquidity. We had another manipulation leg, but we still had liquidity below. So then we had another one, and then that would have actually been your entry, but we missed that. We missed it. So if I'm getting long, do I want to be getting long up here, or do I want to be getting long down here? Well, down here makes a lot more sense. But this also goes back to like not knowing what the draw is, right? That's why back testing can sometimes be a little bit tricky. You don't really know what the draw is. So at this point, the only way we can really take an entry here, you know, is, yeah. I don't know where the marker is. I think it's here. So yeah, the only way we could take an entry is if we get some sort of a deep pullback and then look for a push up there, which you're probably not going to get. No, I don't place an order there. So what I do is I look for a sweep of liquidity. I want to deliver from a fair value gap. I want to be in OTE, optimal trade entry, and I want to have equal high. Now, see, that would have been it's not enough displacement to the downside, but this is an interesting spot here. We want to have equal highs above or below, and we want to have data highs above or below, something like that, in order to take that. See, I might have would have taken this long, targeting the 473, but I didn't quite get the entry there. But that wasn't deep enough of a pullback, but it did sweep equal lows there. And it did deliver from a gap. But basically, those are the things we're looking for. If it checks those boxes, then that's what we're looking for. Time of day kind of matters too. Ideally, you'd want it to be during one of the like macro times there. All right, this is interesting. The problem with this trade is kind of the time of day, the location. Again, it's kind of what we said earlier. I mean, this probably works. I'm gonna give it a shot, just because. But I don't know this is something I take in real time. I don't know that it is. I think it works. I think it probably works, but I don't know. We'll give it a try. Your back testing's the time to try things, right? So why not? And again, break even stop and scale is going to be at 51. So there goes our scale. Oops. Well, darn it. And you like the momentum of that candle, right? And this is just not a, I mean, like, obviously I would have scaled there. I mean, I don't know what it would have been, 10 points, 15 points. But, like, with the momentum of that candle, you want to see that just run right through there. That just tells you that the price action on this day is not great, right? We are trending higher, but we're not getting there cleanly. Coming into power hour. All right, so I think after this trade, I'm going to take the next probably 10 minutes or so, and we're going to look at, we're going to just do news plays. So let's just go to the next New York session, and we're going to be looking at news plays. So if we don't have a news candle at 8:30, we're just going to move on to the next day. No news candle. All right, here we go. So we want to kind of concentrate on news plays here for the next few minutes. So this is what I'm talking about. We left the wick here. Now, these don't always work. They don't always play out. It's not 100%, but it's pretty decent. Problem with FX replay is that daily or weekly is not the same as in TradingView. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like, I have that same problem with Quantower sometimes. When I look in Quantower in TradingView, I'll look in Quantower at my higher time frame to get it to develop my bias, and it won't always be the same as like what TradingView shows. Now, your RR on this trade is not going to be good. It's not going to be good. But the momentum here in the data low, it should get there, right? But this is going to be a negative R play. Now, obviously, we might have had a 30-second setup somewhere in here, but we don't have that. We don't have the ability to check the 30-second chart there. There we go. And again, you're going to pucker. You're going to be puckering there on that. I mean, that's a 28-point pullback. The problem is the stop is just so big on that play. But there probably was some sort of 30-second setup here where we could have entered up in this area. We just don't know. We just don't know. So can't look for SMTs. Yeah, you can. You have to bring up like a you'd have to. Yeah, I guess on FX replay you can't really. It's hard to do. Requesting a 49K payout with APEX, looking to trade with Topstep. Do you have a code? Top Frag. Awesome job, man. $49,000. Let's go. I don't have a code for Topstep, but I have a link in the description. So there's no real code with Topstep. It's just a link. If you want to use my link, we do appreciate it. It is in the description there. So click the link anytime you add an account, buy a new account, reset an account. If you're new with Topstep, it gives you an additional 20% off. And you also get half off your first reset. Although we hope you don't have to use that, right? That's always the hope. All right, so another manipulation leg lower. I'm liking that. And again, these don't always play out in real time, right? They don't always play out in the same day. All right. So here we go. Again, there probably is some sort of 30-second setup down in here where we could be in lower. But again, we're just taking every one here. That's what back testing is. Let's just take every one. We're going to go for the data high. These are scenarios where like you really do want to know if there's an SMT because like let's just say the ES takes the data high and NASDAQ's only halfway through the imbalance. Then you might want to consider covering, right? That could be a point where you want to consider covering. And I don't love the lack of momentum here. And it just made another manipulation leg lower. Kind of a mild opening, though. A mild open for a New York session there. Another leg lower. With Topstep, do you have to use Topstep X? Yeah, you can use Quantower, Tony. Just select Quantower. Hey, obviously my favorite is APEX. I think Topstep and My Funded Futures are really good. I like the fact that Topstep offers the 5 accounts now as opposed to the 3. I love the payout structure for My Funded Futures and Take Profit Trader. Bulenox, I think, is kind of slept on. Bulenox is another really good prop firm that I think a lot of people kind of sleep on them there. Really fast payouts with Bulenox as well. And the rules are not bad. So what I'm doing here is I'm kind of just letting price work itself out here. The problem is I want to see another pullback here for us to get a long entry. Maybe here. All right, so I'm probably going to take this entry, even though there's no gap on the 1 minute. I feel like there's probably a gap on the 30-second chart. We'll see. So the 10-day rules, yeah, it's one of those things. Oh, thanks, Tony. I mean, My Funded Futures, I guess the only problem with it is you got to wait the 14 days. Like you have to, it's not trading days, it's 14 days for a payout. I would say with Take Profit Trader, you know, as soon as you get past the threshold, but they do have a couple of rules that are kind of annoying. As soon as you get past the threshold there, then you can take a payout. So this price action is just trash. Took us out there twice trying to get that one. Took us out twice. Maxie said, "What's up, everybody? Let me bark. Let me bark." This dog. I don't know what he's barking at. So this is one of those things I'm talking about. There had to be an S&T here, right? I would bet if I go back and look, ES probably ran the data highs. And that's probably why we're going back down to the lows. But I don't have no way of knowing that on the on this FX replay. All right, we're going to give it another go here. I mean, why not? Why not? Let's give it another go. We reswept the low there. Yeah. Looks like a death again. All right, stop's coming up now. Probably just ends up being break even, but let's see if it goes. We're in lunchtime right now. Let's see, get that lunchtime reversal. W trades the boring weekend. Trading Arsenal ICT sucks. Yeah, maybe. Whatever works for you, Trading Arsenal. I'm not one of those people that's like, I don't know what the best way to say it is. Suckling at the teat of ICT, like bowing down to everything that's said. I like the inversion gaps because I think they make sense, but I'm not one of those peoples. So it looks like we waited all day. Look at that. To finally run that data high. We got into the close at last 15 minutes of the day to finally run it. Dirty. Dirtiness. So. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Not really anything there. Hey, let's go. Kim A., welcome to the Methodical Crew. Thank you for your subscription. You the man. I don't know why it didn't let me know. I didn't get a notification there. Oh, did my headphones die? Maybe my headphones died. Alex, so the advantage of Bulenox, in my opinion, is pretty simple. Yeah, the headphones died. Number one, you can have 11 funded accounts at one time. That's pretty cool. Number two, they're a smaller company, so they have very good customer service, right? Very, very good customer service. Do I even take this trade here? I mean, this is ridiculous. Excellent customer service. And number three, look at this trade, guys. You leave your buffer in the account, which allows you to keep the account longer. This is just a mess around kind of trade, but look at there, that's dirty. Yeah, it allows you to keep your account longer. So by leaving the buffer in, you're almost guaranteeing that you're not going to blow the account, at least not right away. Right? So your first 3 withdrawals, you got to leave the buffer in, and then you can take the buffer out after that. So in other words, you got to get to 3,600 to take a payout, which a lot of people don't like. That's fine. You don't have to like it. But I think it's fine. I don't see a big deal of it. So look at this price action. It's kind of dirty. This is a choppy morning. But yeah, that's kind of what I like about them. Is this live? No, this is not. This is it's like a replay. FX replay. What's up, Trader Jay? I don't know, Kim. This session not so good because I'm doing more. I'm not just doing the IFVG, doing a few things. We've taken some losers for sure today. Max said, "That's right. That's right." Yes, exactly, Tony. So that could be a negative or it could be a positive, right? Because let's think about it. Like if you got all 11 at one time, you might blow them all at one time. Or you could have 5 or 6 kind of laying in wait and then scale into those as you get above the threshold. So I do agree with you. I do see what you're saying. It's kind of a little bit of annoyance. A little bit of an annoyance. But I do love Bulenox's customer service. I think, man, and it hey, maybe it's just because they're a smaller company right now. Their customer service is awesome. Their payouts are fast. You request payout on Friday, it's in your account by Wednesday. So that's always nice. And you're really only 1 day with trading the account. So if you request on Friday, they remove the money on Tuesday. So you're really only trading Monday with the money still in your account. So that's kind of nice. All right, now I think we have to go break even. But also, I've not had any rhythmic issues with Bulenox at all. So that's a thing. Right now, I am live, hold me, but no, this is not the live market. This is FX replay. Interesting. So if I never moved my stop on that one, it would have worked. I don't do footprints. See Charis. I don't. Yeah, the trailing drawdown's fine. The thing is, Alex, with the trailing drawdown, like anything with these prop firms, you have to just learn to deal with it. So that's why I scale at the internal liquidity. So I always scale. So whenever I'm going to move my stop to break even, I'm taking a scale point. So I'm going to scale half my position there. That combats the trailing drawdown, because what happens is I win $200 or I make $200 and then I get stopped out break even, and I was up $200 when I got stopped out. So when I get stopped out break even there, essentially I don't lose any of my money on my drawdown. I don't gain anything, but I don't lose anything either. That's kind of the way I combat that. The only thing I don't like about it is like trying to hold for bigger winners. It kind of sucks for that. Like, unless you're on a micro or something, it's kind of hard to let something just go. So that's the, part of the frustrations there. But it's something like you just get used to, right? You just kind of get used to it and you just deal with it. Or at least I do. Oh, yeah, that's me too. Hold me. You know me. I got all of them. I have all of them. Where the largest are customer service and payout wait time sucks. Do you have one rhythmic connection per prop firm? Well, how I do it, I use Quantower, and so I connect all my connections through Quantower. So I have all of them connected at the same time. Oh, darn it. So that would have been one like I was waiting for kind of a close below there, but I don't know. Some of these news plays, I for sure jump in on the momentum a lot of times. I'm like, all right, it's going there. Whether I have a setup or not, I just kind of jump in a lot of times. But some of them obviously aren't going to offer you a setup. That's just how it is. That's just kind of how it is. All right, so like on this one, I mean, like, this is one of those ones. This is just one of those ones. The R's bad. It's a FOMO. Let's do it. Oh, I think you go break even right here. So I'm not going to move my stop, but I think this would be a spot. We created a swing. We moved back below it. I mean, I think you go break even here. Maybe you at least reduce your stop. Something like that. Reduce the risk. So if I went break even, it would have stopped me out. This thing should have ran that wick already. There we go. The thing that sucks hard is that trailing drawdown adjusts based on unrealized profits. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying there, Alex. So like if I'm up 200, let's say I'm up 300 on a position, or let's say I'm up 2 contracts and I'm up 10 points on a position. Well, I'm going to scale half my size and then I'll leave the other half on. Well, if the other half comes back and stops me at break even, that's okay because I'm not going to lose anything on my drawdown really. Very minimum, if anything, because I scaled. So that's how I kind of go. And also, I'm not looking for huge moves. 10 to 20 points is probably my average winner. Sometimes less than that. Interesting spot here. I'll probably wait on this one for it to close below 615. It's going to make my R a little worse. But I think that gives a little more confidence here that it goes to the data low. And you see if I would have taken it right there, I would have been stopped out. Looks like it's not going to take it before the market opens. I'll probably run to that data low fast here. There's the open. All right. A little worse of an entry because the the candle just ran there, but there's not much we can do about that. The R here is not great, we know, but that's okay. On the news plays, that's what you kind of expect. And there you go. Easy peasy. What subscription in Quant Tower you think is the best deal? I have a combined one. I forgot, and it's called. Hold me. I just use the advanced features. I use the advanced features, and that's all I use. It's $30 per month. But if you got something locked in at $200 a year, that's not bad, because that's less than $30 a month. That is less. Doom, 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 doom. Got to sneeze. Frank, we're mixing it in with some news plays here. I'm just really, I did the first hour doing IFEGs or whatever, but now I'm kind of looking at news plays. Looking at some news plays. I don't know. Kind of want a long here. We'll take it. Want a long. Stop at the low. Decent R on this one. Doesn't mean it's going to work. But decent R. Don't like the look of that. Looks like we're getting another manipulation leg lower. Back above the 10s there, we would go break even, but we got wicked out. We got wicked out. So the market just opened. All right, we'll try again. Let's try her again. Going to be volatile here because the market just opened, so. That's the wrong direction. That is the right direction there, though. All right, I think at this point you kind of have to be crazy not to move your stop. I would have already moved my stop and scaled, obviously. That would have been 14 points of this swing. Would have already moved my stop and scaled there. So, I don't know, Happy Hub. We got a few more minutes. We're just doing how many ever we feel like it, I guess. I'm doing these news plays right now, so. Break even. So ends up going to the target anyway there. Never would have been stopped out on that one. Just would have been break even. Would have been break even. Or never would have stopped out if I had not moved my stop is the correct way to say it. The correct way. Guys, we're down $1.24 after all this messing around. Not bad, not bad. All right, here we go. We'll make this our last news play. We'll see here. Let's see what we get. Kind of an interesting one here, right? Our R's bad. 25 points. And we didn't even run the low. You guys notice that? We did not even run the low there. So we wicked down here. We didn't run the low. Ideally, we would have liked to have ran the low first. We'll give it a try. Death immediately. Immediately death. We should really be waiting for one or the other to be ran. What's up, JX? Happy Sunday. The nice thing about FX Replay Happy Hub is it's random. You're dropped in a date and time. You're dropped just in a spot in time. You don't know where it is, whatever. You're just here. So that's the nice thing about it. It's completely random, unlike FX Replay, where you kind of have an idea of what's going to happen. So, Frank, the lowdown here, this wick. Right here. So we kind of want one or the other to be ran first, right? That's kind of the idea. And that wick down there did not quite get ran. So now we ran the high, which kind of was the thought process that we were going to do anyway, but it's all right. Chopping, idiot boxing. Rat out the gate with some idiot boxing. All right, interesting spot here. Interesting spot. Maybe we got a little SMT with the ES or something going on. We don't know. But this is not, I probably would normally wait for us to close below 04 to kind of take this entry. I think that's the safer play. Wait for it to close below 04. But we'll take it here and see what happens. All right, so now we're up, I don't know, 30 points. Should probably be moving your stop to break even there and scaling half if you can. I don't know. It won't let me scale for whatever reason today. I thought if I hit the X, or is it the X down here? I don't know. Heck with it. We'll just let it run. We're at break even either way. And if you're confident that these plays are going to hit, then you really shouldn't move your stop. If you're like, I know it's going there, then you really shouldn't move your stop. But we don't know 100%. We think it is. So that ended up being a break-even trade there. Even though we were up, I don't know, 40, 50 points, 60 points, 70 points, like 65 points, something like that. Something along those lines. But for whatever reason, FX Replay is not allowing me to scale today. I don't know what the deal is with it. I do not know. I do Bowser. I go +1 tick to cover the fees. Typically. I typically scale too, but I don't know why it's not letting me scale. I don't know what's going on with it. Something. Normally I would have scaled there. Like I said, I've not used FX Replay that much, maybe 10 times in my life, so not that often. Shahi, the win rate is typically somewhere in the 80s, 84, 85%, something like that. I would have entered this on momentum, but It already hit the internal now. The thing is, the IFVGs, if you only take the A plus setup, then the win rate's a lot higher. So in other words, if you find like a data high, data low, equal highs, equal lows on the higher time frame, 15 minutes or higher, and you only take those setups, then the win rate's a lot higher. Deliver from a fair value gap, sweep of some sort of key liquidity, that sort of thing. Little SMT involved with it, stuff like that. But just depends. I mean, it's going to be different for everybody, right? It's going to be different from everybody. I'm going to take more aggressive setups than maybe another person or whatever. So someone might be less aggressive and have a better win rate. But I think if you can get, maybe you get 80% win rate, that's pretty solid. Right now, I'm just kind of looking at news plays. I'm not really, we're just taking just trying to see if we can find some sort of correlation with some news plays. Like I said, I'm not going to be on for a few more minutes. Oh, APEX just started dark mode. Yeah, I saw it today. I got on here. I was like, all right, let me turn this thing black. Let's get it darked out. Let's get it darked out. And some of these news plays are not IFVGs. They're just momentum plays, right? Some of them are just momentum plays. I think we're losing in this session right now. Yeah, we're down $200. $200. And see, these are areas where it's kind of annoying. There's probably a 30-second inversion down in here somewhere, but there's just not one on the 1 minute. Suppose we could look at the 2 minute or the 3 minute, but just don't have the ability to look at 1 minute. Yeah, it's been doing good. You can set it as fast as you want. I'm not. I guess it goes up to 16. I don't have mine fast. If it goes too fast for me, too fast. All right, we're trying along here. Again, so there's another spot where it already hit the internal because I was too slow, but it's fine. Well, we can't let that death candle cost us on this one, so how's it get that close and not take it out? Stopped us. AS, I've had no real news. No news from APEX. I had to submit a ticket for some accounts the ones that I failed, the 3 that should have been passed. I had to submit tickets for those, I think from Tuesday or Wednesday, where they had said they would fix them and then they hadn't yet. I mean, if they give them back to me, great. They did give me back the 250K accounts that I had lost on Friday. It really should have been passed, but they gave me those back. I need to go back and when I backtest these news events, I need to do it not moving the stop and seeing how that plays out. Looks like not moving the stop might be the play sometimes. I don't know. We'll see. They haven't said anything yet. Yes, I haven't got a response. I just sent it today, so probably won't be hearing anything for a couple of days. I don't know, trading for science, if the problem's fixed or not. Got no idea. I do know. So, buy stops and sell stops. Frank, all he's talking about is like, all he's talking about is just like areas of liquidity. Like that's the reason why data highs and data lows or equal highs and equal lows work, right? So there's just buy stops and sell stops above those areas, above or below those areas. So if we go to the next session that has news, then you don't even have to have news. I mean, the reason why the inversion fair value gap works so well is because when you have, I don't know, when you have, for example, this here, when you have a shift in structure that leaves a fair value gap, there's going to be a ton of people that short this, and they're going to put their stops right above the gap or right above the candle that created the gap. So when this fails, there's higher probability. So if price closes above this gap, you got all these stops resting here at the next internal swing. So that's why it's a high probability that we make it to that swing, right? So for example, here, like just if you go to a higher time frame, let's just say there's a 2 minute or a 3 minute. Let's go to 3 minutes. So there's a 1 minute on the 3 minute here. You got this gap here. So you're going to have a lot of people shorting this gap. If you short this gap, you're putting your stop. All the stops are going to rest right there at the next internal swing or the next high, right? So if we close above this gap, then you can be almost certain that price is at least going to make it to that next high. So that's all he means when he says that. So you're going to have sell stops sitting here or whatever. So if we play the next candle, did I hit play? So you can see how price runs through there. So it's just seeking liquidity. So once it wrecks that fair value gap, that's why the inversions work so well, because stops are going to be resting above or below. That's all. So what are we getting at on Bowser? The new prop firm Fast Tracks, no evals, instant funding. Who is this? It's called Fast Track. Oh, yeah, I did hear of them, but I haven't tried them. You took a trade on Thursday where you took a short position and got with profit, but took me long instead. Oh, dang, that sucks. Trade for science. AS, the 90% off ends on Tuesday. So, But that's all that means, Frank. It's just basically that's why these IFVGs work so well, because you can almost be certain once we wreck this fair value gap, we're at least going to make it to the internal. That's why I have such a high win rate, because at the internal, what do I say I do? I scale half my position and I go to break even. So if we make it to the internal 8 times out of 10, I'm winning 8 times out of 10, right? Now, obviously not in this session, but in general, when I'm being very, very cautious of my entries and my exits and so on and so forth, we have a very high win rate. But we don't always play it perfectly. Nobody does. And that's also the nice thing about IFVGs. If you're wrong, you almost always make it to break even at least if you move your stop at the internal, right? You almost always at least make it to break even. But also on news plays, you know, like these wicks, you know, if you leave a wick there, then there's going to be liquidity resting below there as well. So that's why the news plays work like they do also. All right, last try here. We're going to give an aggressive try on a short here. We'll see if it plays out. Oh, I guess it helps if I actually click on it. We're going to give us a short play here. Nice aggressive short play. And see, there's things you can't do when you're back testing that you do in real time, you know, like know if there's an SMT and things like that. And that does play a pretty big part in how I trade. So, oh, there's only Rhythmic now, no Trade or Trading View yet. Oh. Who's going to do, oh, Damn Good Trading? I don't know who that is. It's the same concept, Kim. It's the exact same concept. He takes the less aggressive entries, but he's also charging people, you know, X dollars a month for his Discord and course and all that stuff. So he's of course going to take one or two of the best entries per day and just kind of call it a day. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a solid plan. But most people are not going to leave the chart after one or two trades. I would if I wasn't streaming. But, yeah, if I was just looking for one or two, you know, 10-point trades a day, then I think that's a solid way to do it. And then just kind of walk away. Walk away at that point. But he's going to take much lower risk, higher quality setups just because, like I said, he's doing it in front of a bunch of people and they're kind of paying him for it there. So, but, you know, this is the same concept. So if you have an inversion, you have a clear draw on liquidity, you move your stop and you scale at the internal. So like right here, it's only 5 points, but I would scale half my position, take my 5 points, move my stop to break even. If it hits the target down here, awesome. If it doesn't, that's fine. Right? And you can see I just got wrecked on that push back up. So easy, easy, easy. Will you consider letting us ask questions? Tony T, when I go live in my Discord, then yeah, you have the ability to ask questions. So, yeah, Bowser, I saw somebody else trading them. I don't remember who it was. Somebody else did a video on them. I watched like a few minutes of it because it was like 45 minutes long. And I was like, man, I can't watch this whole video. I don't know who it was. But if you guys haven't already, hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. If you want to support the channel, we got all the links down below. You see the coupon code there for Bulenox, coupon code there for APEX. I mean, you know, don't sleep on Bulenox. Very good prop firm. I've had no issues with them. APEX, they're trying to work on things. We'll see what happens. Be careful of the open today, guys. If you're going to trade the 6 p.m. open, I think we'll have pretty good volatility, and we'll go from there. I believe you can have indicators. I just don't have them on here. Yeah, you can have them on here. I just don't. But I'll be back live tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Start the week off. Try to see if we can start off green. We are reasonably close on a couple of accounts to get to pay out there. So maybe this week we can make it happen. That's it. We'll see you guys live tomorrow. Appreciate you guys joining me. I stayed longer than I was supposed to. I was only supposed to be on an hour. It's almost 2. So we'll see you guys next time. Appreciate you guys watching.